straight buckets, and now back-to-back stops by the Sixers. 2:10 to go. Curry pulls up and hits it. Seth Curry, let them know here at the center.
What is up, guys? What's going on? Sixers get the W against the Blazers tonight. It was a total team effort. We are going to break it down. The ball movement, the shot selection, the team defense. Let's get going. Joining us is my man over there. He is Justin at J_Persichetti. What's up, Justin?
Yo, man, what a win by the Sixers tonight. Dude, the bench guys that were filling in for our starters were going off. So I'm excited to talk about this game. Sixers win 113-103. Let's talk about it.
Then, Tiago, is your mic working?
Yeah, it is. Can you guys?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
We're 2-0 tonight. Tiago, he is at TScabby on Twitter. How you doing, Tiago?
Yeah, man. It felt like the old process days, right? You got like half of the team on the court.
Yeah.
You try to patch something together last minute, and bang, you hit them right in the mouth. It was probably the win of the year. I thought it was an awesome game to watch. The team showed out. They deserve a ton of credit. Doc Rivers is under a ton of credit. So, great effort all around.
Yeah, you talk about, offensive efficiency, offensive numbers, offensive rating. The Sixers have been one of the best in the league. Eye test wise, for me at least, it's not been that great. Tonight, it was outstanding, and we're going to break it down. But I want to go piggyback off of what you said about the process Sixers. I don't know about you guys, but I went straight to like MCW opening night versus LeBron James against Miami when that triple-double by MCW. That was what I felt like watching it. Isaiah Joe, you had Matisse Thybulle, you had Tyrese Maxey. It felt like watching the process Sixers take over and dominate versus Dame Lillard, CJ McCollum, our boy Robert Covington. It was awesome. Justin, lead us off, man. What was one of your takeaways?
Now, the biggest takeaway for me tonight was the assists. The team was the ball was getting around everywhere, it felt like. Both Shake Milton, Georges Niang, Andre Drummond, Tyrese Maxey, everyone was doing really well with the ball moving tonight. 34 assists, a season high for the Sixers. And they had 24 assists, which was above their average already in the middle of the third quarter. So that to me was the biggest thing, is you didn't see people in while the ball was ever isolated. You didn't see people just standing around, lots of diving towards the basket, creating a lot of open looks at behind the 3-point line. And you definitely like to see that.
Yeah, season high, 40 assists on 43 made field goals. Absolutely crazy. And that's ball movement. That's something we've been talking about a lot, Tiago. What about you, man? What was one of your takeaways or piggyback off of the ball movement tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it does help when Portland's defense is like not in the perimeter. We can talk about Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. You watch him play defense, it's borderline embarrassing. I thought both of them were embarrassing on defense. But anyways, I mean, we can talk about player performance separately. I thought that beyond the ball movement and the assist, one of the challenges that the Sixers had tonight was how they were going to defend Portland's pick and roll offense, right? They're a heavy pick and roll team. They have two deadly shooters in the pick and roll. And I thought that between Drummond and Niang, and specifically Drummond, I thought that was the key early on. I thought Drummond was really, really good defending pick and roll. He had 3 steals in the first quarter, a lot of deflections, playing the shot, playing the roller. I thought he really set the tone defensively, and he made it really hard for Portland to get in their offensive set. So I thought, even though he didn't quite have a great offensive game, I thought that, both as a passer and as a defender, he really jump-started what the Sixers wanted to do tonight. So kudos to him.
Yeah, Andre Drummond had a couple of nice steals there in the pick and roll. He had 6 points, 3 steals, and 8 boards in the first quarter. A ridiculous 14, 14, 7, and 4 after the halftime. It was absolutely outstanding. And Drummond they always have called him like kind of that like empty stack guy, but like this guy has been terrific. What a underrated signing this guy has been, Justin. What is your take on Andre Drummond tonight?
Yeah, the thing that I kept seeing consistently, and you've seen it consistently all season, is Andre Drummond getting in the passing lanes, especially in that pick and roll. And you guys mentioned it, but that is something that has killed the Sixers for many years, especially when you got a guy like Damian Lillard and a roller like Yusuf Nurkic in that pick and roll. Drummond was able to keep his hands active and get in between that passing, and it worked out. I want to say at least 4 times I saw a steal out of that pick and roll, which is way good production you're getting out of your backup center.
Yeah.
So definitely, I agree with you, Dibs, on the underrated signing. Another underrated signing, though, Georges Niang.
Wow.
Now, $3.4 million, if I'm not mistaken, correct? $3.4 million?
Yeah.
For 46, I think, percent from 3 right now, as of before tonight's numbers on Basketball Reference. But I think the biggest thing I see out of him is that you're not just like, yes, he took a lot of shots tonight. Let me check real quick. I think he took 16 shots tonight. I think half of them were threes. But can you guys tell me in complete sincerity that it didn't look like he was getting his shots out of the offense? Like, it looked like all his shots were coming within himself. He didn't feel like he was trying to go for too much. Didn't feel like he was doing too much on the court. He was taking the shots as they came to him. And I love to see that out of a guy who's giving you this good a bench production.
Thiago?
Yeah, I mean, 1,000%. Justin, he's one of the guys who plays within the flow of the offense. He's not out there trying to hero ball anything. A very smart player, quick decision maker, phenomenal shooter. I thought that he did a lot more on the court. So one of the things that he did was attack closeouts. So Portland, being that shooter that he is, they flash really hard towards him at the perimeter. And he's the kind of guy who could put the ball in the court, attack the closeout, and then make that extra pass. It hit Paul Reed twice under the rim. I think he finished with 5 assists on the night. So that goes to show like what other element he's able to bring offensively to your team. And then defensively, I don't know if you guys noticed, he played a lot of small 5. I know that Doc gave Reed a little bit of a run, but it was mostly Niang at the 5 with Drummond. And he did a lot, man. Like, he switched out on Dame. He switched out on CJ. At one point, he defended, I think it was either Nance or Nurkic under the rim. So, I mean, you're just seeing the versatility. You're seeing the value. You're seeing what it means to have a true stretch power forward, stretch big in the lineup. Something the Sixers didn't have with, Mike Scott. And you're seeing the impact, man. It's a big-time signing. It's a big-time upgrade.
And you can't
okay.
Go ahead.
No, I have never seen him that fired up in the game this season. The dude in the fourth quarter was outstanding. In the second half, he was outstanding. But the big picture wise, like, and this is a reoccurring theme, is the Furkan Georges Niang combo duo has been really strong. Really great. There's been a couple of mishaps during this season, but you look at these two tonight, 26 points. But they were also six of 17 or something from 3. Like, they're shooting some threes. They are putting threes up, and that is something the Sixers really have been struggling with in the last couple of years. We have a comment that says the Cavs win. I don't know where that's in relation
Don't
to.
sleep on the Cavs, man. That team is fun to watch, man. I watched
the Evan Mobley guy.
They are fun to watch, man. Like, that team's gonna be a load this year. Yeah,
but the bench has had these moments. This season where they have really stood out, led by Korkmaz. Again, Korkmaz had bang, two huge 3-pointers in that fourth quarter. Georges Niang had many huge plays, offensively and defensively. You can't be impressed enough with these two guys. I don't know what those two are drinking before game, pre-game, but like, those two are just perfect together. I love them off the bench.
There was a moment, speaking of those two, where Georges Niang, I forget where, I don't remember exactly what happened with the play, but Niang went up to Furkan right after a dead ball and just grabbed him behind the head and just like bumped foreheads with him. that kind of stuff you just love to see. You love to see the team camaraderie, the chemistry, and you can definitely tell that the bench unit this year, unlike any other year, is even with the point guard position kind of being a little weird, definitely is cohesive. Cohesive.
Other than tonight, I don't have the numbers tonight. Wait, yeah, I do. Hold on. What was Georges Niang's? Yeah, he was a positive. In all 7 games so far this year, only one of those has he been a net negative on the court. All the other ones a positive. You probably can't say that about any other Sixers player on this roster.
And that speaks to his two-way play, not just the shooting. Like for you to be a positive, you have to be contributing on both ends of the court, unless you're an all-world contributor on both ends.
Yeah.
So it shows the steadiness on both ends of the court, and was absolutely key tonight, man, because they were short big-time players. He fielded at power forward. He fielded at center. I mean, that is a lot to ask from a backup player, and he did it in a very productive way. I mean, this is probably one of the best, I would say, one of the best bench performers we've seen from a Sixers player in quite a while, I would say.
Look at this net by Niang. 47, 25, 21, 4. He had a tough one there, -17, 15, and I'm sure tonight it was absolutely ridiculously high. Niang is just I don't even know how to explain it, man. He's just Justin, you were all over Niang, and you were right. Like this guy is just a huge component to this team. It's not the final team we're going to see as this team moves forward. We all know that, but this guy's a real piece.
Here's the thing, and this is what I said going into this coming out of the offseason. This is what I said about the addition of Georges Niang is the Sixers in the past 2 years before had an issue with a lot of guys getting their shots in the same spots. The thing that Niang brings this year is he takes his shots and hits his high percentage threes in the spots where the Sixers were lacking seasons before. He hits really, really efficiently at the wings and at the corners. So, and the wing spot has been an issue for the Sixers. Corner threes, Seth Curry, Danny Green, when they had J.J. Redick, they've been on that. Furkan, he's always been a good corner three shooter. But the wings, they were having trouble with at the forward spots. So getting him to fill in that wing shooting is really, really key, and it has been key all season.
Especially with Thibault. So Thibault has not developed yet. And at some point, I think we have to call Thibault as is. He might just be a zero offensive player, man.
I understand that mindset. I truly do, because obviously you hope by year 3 you're showing something more offensively. But I will say I think it is tough he's kind of pigeonholed, and he's been pigeonholed since he came to the NBA because he is such a good defender that I feel like at times he doesn't really get the opportunities to grow on the court in NBA games. Now, and I purely think though hold on. I think the only thing that I wish he got a little bit more opportunity to was getting the ball swung to him at the corner three a little bit more, because I think he could be a decent corner three-point shooter. He has shown quality with that, and in his opportunities this year from the corner, he is shooting 40%. Oh my goodness, no. Never mind. Just kidding.
I mean,
he's 40% of his attempts.
Yeah. He's not a 40% anything from the three-point line, dude. I'm telling you. We had this conversation with Austin, man, the other day. Like, the shot is the shot, but you have to be able to dribble the basketball if you want to be an NBA player. And this guy hasn't even developed a consistent dribble enough to attack closeouts, like you saw with Niang, like you see with Korkmaz. He doesn't even do that. So, if you can't dribble, if you can't shoot, what can you do offensive? I mean, we talk about using him as a cutter and all of that, and that's great. But it's becoming harder and harder to see how he can be a late game contributor offensively for your team. And his contract is going to be coming up soon. It's going to be a tough decision for the team, and I think he's one of those guys. Like, if you're talking about making a trade up for a star-like player, he may be one of the names that puts you over the top. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that right now the expectations of Matisse were definitely to be that fill-in for Danny Green eventually. Those were the expectations of him, but right now he's showing that he can only really be a bench defender, being that he can't have an offensive game in big minutes. So
I'll say that like Isaiah Joe is closer to Danny Green than Matisse Thybulle, even though Joe doesn't play. I think if you look at Joe, first of all, Joe has the shot, and Joe has obviously Joe is not the defender that Thybulle is.
Yeah, but I do like Isaiah Joe's effort on defense.
He's got defensive traits, and he's got the shot to go with it. So to me, if I'm the coaching staff, I know this is not the night to pick on the coaching staff because they do a great job, but if you're trying to see what you have with your roster, play a little bit less of Matisse and a little bit more of Joe and see what he's got. But
I did think, speaking of that, Danny Green went down today with with hamstring tightness, and I think it was about third quarter. And I did expect to see Isaiah Joe a little bit more. I think the reason they did go with Matisse more after that was because of Dame starting to like heat up a little bit towards the end of the game, and CJ.
Yeah.
Both of them started to heat up in the second half. So I think that's why they kept Matisse in there. So I understand that move.
Can we talk about Tyrese Maxey?
Yes, sir.
All right, Tyrese Maxey. Let's start off with Thiago because Tyrese Maxey has been flashing some defense lately over the last few games, and he was the primary defender on Damian Lillard tonight. Off the eye test, I thought he was very good tonight. He was attacking closeouts. He was attacking at the catch point. He was contesting shots. There were several times when he kind of got beat, but he was just kind of playing that like Matisse Thybulle defense. He was still able to kind of contest the shots and force misses. Now, Damian Lillard was absolutely garbage tonight. But the truth of the matter
don't say that too loud, Chris. The Sixers fans they're gonna complain.
No, man,
there was a lot. We want Dame Lillard chance coming from the crowd, and we got.
He was checked out. Lillard was checked out in this game. It was beyond obvious. But Thiago, like this, you have been like team defense for Tyrese Maxey. What have you seen so far?
Yeah, so with Maxey, size is always going to be an issue, right? But what you want from him is what you're seeing from him, and you saw from him again tonight. You look at the box score, 1 foul. I mean, Dame Lillard is the kind of guy who's going to draw contact, who's going to get their free throw line. He's going to put a lot of stress on you to be on your technique defensively. And once again, I don't know if the video will show, but Matisse, man, look, he's able to fight through that, stay connected to the player right there, and look at that. Boom. Have his hands right in his face, man. No foul. Dame tries to get a little contact there, stays balanced, doesn't give him any space. These are the type of defensive plays you want from Tyrese Maxey, man. If he's able to do that consistently, now you're talking about a player that you can have on the court late in games, closing games out. Again, his size is going to be an issue. He's going to be targeted. But if he's able to stay on the court, not foul, and give you these types of effort defensively, man, like this is really exciting. And again, tonight, just like he did against Harden, stay control, stay balanced. And I also thought it was one of the best passing games. I thought he was a really good passer tonight. So it was good to see him orchestrate offense beyond just drive and kick. So I thought it was a effort for tonight for Tyrese for sure.
He's really progressing with fighting through screens. Do you see that too? Like that's the thing I've been noticing is that he's just the effort has gone up. I don't know what's going on, but he's just been outstanding these last few games. What about you, Justin?
Yeah, a lot of getting better at fighting through screens is just effort, and you can definitely see that him putting in that effort on the defensive end against Dame tonight, and like you said, against Harden the other night. Thiago, I believe, called it out as well. The assists, he found Curry a few times very creatively. I saw especially one where he had to spin the ball around a defender to hit Curry on the wing when they were running up in transition that got Curry open for a 3-point shot. And that to me is such a huge development for him, rather than him just trying to go downhill and get his own bucket. Also being able to see out the corner of his eye and being like, okay, yeah, there's my best 3-point shooter wide open. I got him. And being able to creatively get the ball there. That's just huge growth for Maxey. Loved what we got to see from him tonight.
Yeah, and I looked at his October stats. You look at him in the pick and roll as a ball handler, 92nd percentile. I think that's up from like 80 from last year. So, man, it's good stuff. It's all really, really good stuff.
One more point on Maxey. Late in the game, I think it was a 1-possession game, 2-possession game. I mean, the ball ended up in his hands, and he attacked the rim, no hesitation, went up and finished. And that's something we did not have with Ben Simmons late in the game last year. He's the kind of guy who took a back seat, didn't participate in the offense, whether by choice or by coaching, doesn't matter. You want your ball handler attacking the rim, finishing at the rim, and that was a key play, huge swing play for the Sixers in the game.
Yep. Devil's advocate on Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
When do you think teams are going to start sagging off him a little bit when he's got the ball? Because I've seen it happen consistently now where he'll get the ball open at the top of the key open in the corner, and he holds it, and he'll do a pump fake and he'll drive. When do you think that moment hits where people are going to start sagging on him a little bit more to not give him that lane?
Yeah, I mean, I can't answer that question. I'm not NBA coach, but I mean that's one way to defend him. But again, like it doesn't mean it's successful, because once you sag, what you can do is you can start running dribble handoffs with, like, say, Seth Curry or something like that. So there's a way to attack defense that are sagging. The Sixers did that with Ben Simmons a lot. So it's not a solution just to sag off Tyrese and say, okay, go ahead, take the space. So he's a load, man. Like when he gets downhill, he is a load. And if he gets that pull-up game going, it's over, man, offensively.
Yeah, also Tyrese Maxey is the third highest field goal percentage on the team in the mid-range right now.
Yeah.
Which is definitely, which isn't saying much, because the other two people who are up there are Furkan and Seth Curry. But Tobias Harris has been taking less mid-range shots. So take that for what you will, but that is a big thing.
I'm gonna go with Quentin on this one. Like I think this is not up to other defense. I think this is up to Tyrese Maxey to just keep shooting from three. He's taking around 3-4 3-point shots a game. You talk about Quentin Moore's coming like speed kills. If he just poses like that, like average NBA 3-point shot, he will. I think he'll be fine. And I'm not that concerned, considering just how lightning quick he is getting at the rim. And again, he was outstanding tonight. He had a huge bucket in the fourth quarter. I mean,
I should say it's not raising any red flags for me just yet. It's something I'm noticing, and I wanted to bring it up to you guys to see what you were feeling about it.
I think we just have to roll the dice and live with the growing pains. Like it's very real that he probably has a dud, Wednesday night coming up here. So that's just kind of where we're going to have to go with point guard Tyrese Maxey at the time. But there are way more positives than negatives. But it's very real. And because, he has shown a little hesitation from three this year. There's no question about that. But if he, it plays aggressive and attacks, I think it's on him more so than the defense right now.
Can we talk about another point guard on the other side of the court that I was really enjoyed watching tonight? Anthony Simons.
Little audition
there. Point guard, Justin. He's more like a microwave scorer.
Okay, combo guard, whatever you want to call him, but he's a guard and he can handle the ball. And man, that guy can score with a man in his face.
He's a bucket getter. There's no questions about it. How old is he again? I'm trying to look. He's
young. He's a young man.
22 years old, man. This kid has some high shot making potential for sure. 17
points on 7 of 12 shooting, 3 for 7 from the field, or 3 from 7 from behind the arc, man. The kid he can shoot the ball, man.
You can see, bro. He's shot 40% over the last 2 years. I mean, his game's coming around, man. I think the Portland, they have to look at what they have in their backcourt. It's too many small guys, too many tiny guards. And if you're talking about trading CJ or Dame, man, he's the next in line to take over that team. He's got potential.
I was about to say he played more minutes tonight than any other game this season. Do you think that's a coincidence or what?
We think they're showcasing to the Sixers.
That's wrong.
We don't need no Anthony Simons.
I think we don't even need to get into that.
Yeah, Anthony Simons nice. He's not winning a championship, man.
Can we go into player of the game?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go Andre Drummond for my player of the game. The dude was
choice.
Yeah, I mean, Drummond, the way he just impacts the game on so many levels. His passing, I'm not even talking. I don't care about his scoring. The rebounding, the passing, the ball keeps moving. He has been outstanding tonight. He had how many steals? I don't even know. God knows how many. But 3 in the first quarter. I can't wait to wake up in the morning and see how many deflections he had, because it seemed like every single pass that went into the post tonight, when when Lillard or Simons or whoever was penetrating, that ball was getting deflected every single time. He entered the game in the fourth quarter. The first defensive possession, he was a deflection. The guy was ridiculous. So Andre Drummond, you are my player of the game.
Yeah, by the way, it was 5 steals. He had 5 steals all night.
Great.
Tiago, who's your player of the game?
I'm gonna go with Seth Curry, man. And the
Yeah.
reason I'm going with Seth Curry is very clear. That game got really tight in the fourth quarter, late in the game. And you could see the Sixers offense becoming stagnant again. And he hit 2 big-time buckets, man. I mean, he was your bucket getter late in the games. I think he hit like a kind of a floater in the paint. Is that it?
No, the contested bucket in the paint was pretty legit.
Yeah.
That was with seconds remaining.
Yeah.
That was a tough shot. That was a tough contested shot.
Yeah, man. He's a guy. He's undersized. He's trying to survive between the trees there, man. And you just got to give him a ton of credit for hitting that shot because you can see the momentum kind of shifting the other way. So, again, it just gives you an alternative late in games because you can just see the Sixers offense just kind of bogged down late in games. So he was great all around. I thought he competed defensively. You could see Portland try to put him under stress defensively. And much like Maxey and the other guys, I thought he competed. He was spot on. So my player of the game is Seth Curry.
What about you, Justin?
Listen, if y'all are gonna just toss me an easy one, I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Georges Niang, baby. Minivan. The minivan, 21 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds out of your backup power forward. 7 of 16 from the field with a block. 3 of 9 from the 3-point territory, but we don't even care about the percentages, man. What a game from Georges Niang. I love the energy, too. I love the energy he brought to the court. You see he plays with an edge, especially when he gets going, and you love to see that out of that guy. Man, what a player. What a player, and what a contract for that player. We got Niang gangs in the chat.
We don't need any more fan clubs, man. Right? Enough with this.
It was.
Let's just play basketball, man. Last guy at a fan club, man. It was a disaster.
People love listen. The Sixers fan base loves their backup power forwards. What can we say? They love their backup power forward. It was Robert Covington. Then you got Mike Scott.
We need to talk about Robert Covington because that guy he's doing cardio out there.
Georges Niang, Dario Saric.
Sorry. Covington is a ghost out there, man. Whew. Not a good look.
Yeah, I want to give a quick nod. I want to hear Tiago's quick take on the shot selection tonight because I thought it was really good. Like only 10 attempts there in kind of no man's land, tough, low efficient shots, but all coming inside the paint, all coming from 3. That's Daryl Morey basketball, baby. What do you think?
I mean, it helps when you're playing against Portland's perimeter defense.
Well said.
That's a fact.
Hey, we got to call it like it is. People want Dame Lillard in town. The guy's a great player, but this way you get defensive with Dame Lillard on the perimeter. I mean, it was a red carpet to the rim. But I think, like you said, Chris, you can clearly see Daryl Morey's influence in their shot selection. You're seeing with Tobias Harris, he's cutting away a lot of those mid-range jumpers and settling more in the paint or from the outside. You saw it again tonight. And it's one of the reasons why they're one of the best offensive teams in the league, man. I mean, it makes sense to shoot threes. It makes sense to get buckets at the rim. And the Sixers are doing that very well so far this year.
Especially when this is like the first year where there's a team where they have at every position can put a guy out there that can legitimately shoot threes at a high clip and a high percentage. So I think that's a big difference there too. It's not only that they have Joel Embiid down in the paint now, they also have Seth Curry, Georges Niang, Furkan Korkmaz, Isaiah Joe, a lot of guys Danny Green, a lot of guys on the perimeter that are hitting threes on a consistent basis. So you like to see that.
Yeah. All right.
Good win.
Yeah. Should we wrap it up?
Sure.
All right, guys. If you're watching, please be sure to smash that subscribe button. If you love the Sixers and you want more Sixers wins, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Thank you to everybody who is watching live and commenting. You guys are the best. We love doing these post-game shows for you. Please be sure after the show to comment as well and help us push the brand as much as possible. Justin, where can we find you, man? What do you got going on?
You can find me on Twitter right here at J_Persichetti, and all that content will soon be Blue Coats. The Blue Coats first game of the season, I believe, is the 6th, which is coming up this weekend. I will be down at Chase Fieldhouse live tweeting that and hopefully getting some videos out for you guys while I'm down there. So it'll be really exciting. You guys want to hear about Jaden Springer, Shaq Harrison, you want to hear about Aaron Henry, any of your favorite Blue Coats, please hit me up on Twitter, hit me up in the DMs, at me. I'll be there with it.
Justin, did you see Justin Robinson play for the Bucks last night?
I did not see it, but I know he's playing there. And I'll tell you what, Justin Robinson, very, very underrated passer, very, very underrated point guard, in my opinion.
Small, though. Very small.
Oh, but very small. Very small. But he to me reminds me so much of TJ McConnell. Yeah. The type of energy he gives on defense, the type of the IQ and passing level he has, it's very, very impressive.
All right. Tiago, where can we find you?
You can find me at Tscabi on Twitter, and I'm finishing up an article on the rise of Furkan Korkmaz.
The rise.
The rise of Furkan Korkmaz.
He made some nice passes tonight.
Yeah, man. Kind of broke down his game, how he's better defensively, offensively. He's a playmaker. So good stuff by him so far.
His playmaking has been just unbelievable. Unbelievable this year.
Real quick. Georges Niang in his post-game presser said people were chanting MVP during the game for him. Georgia said, Joel told me to never let that happen again. Sixers MVP MVP candidate Joel Embiid telling Georges Niang to basically don't play that well again, to the point where Sixers fans are chanting MVP to you.
In 98 minutes, Niang and Korkmaz, they've played together. They have a net rating of 11.6. That is the second highest. Third. It's like fourth highest among the top duos on the Sixers. So
can I just say something else? Because then we got our man Quentin Moore on our chat. Calling out Ben Simmons on every comment. Enjoy the team, man. Enjoy the game.
This was a great win.
It was a great win. Enjoy the game. The team's playing well. They're first place again or second place.
5-2. All of a sudden, the Sixers are 5-2.
Enjoy the team, man. And then we'll see where the cards fall next time Ben Simmons plays or gets traded. But the team is fun to watch.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I am Dives, Mr. Crockpot. Did an awesome interview today with my man Mark Schofield on Jalen Hurts. You want to check that out. That guy is a quarterback guru, and you will learn a lot, I promise you. You can find that on the channel. Tons and tons of Sixers videos on the channel of everything from October, Matisse Thybulle, top 10 plays, Tyrese Maxey, everything. So that is all on the channel. Please be sure to check that out. Thank you, everyone, for watching again. For Justin, for Tiago, for myself, stay awesome.